Hey there everyone, this is Sam from College Dropouts and welcome to a Kharazim Build Guide, Support Edition. In this guide we're going to discuss the role of a support Kharazim, the abilities he has, the talents you should pick, and some tactics and tips to put everything together. Click now to skip ahead. Let's begin with talking about support Kharazim's role. There are a few different ways to build Kharazim due to his trait being an ability you pick at level 1, but this guide will focus on building full support. As a support, Kharazim is responsible for preventing teammates from dying. Whether that be by general healing, cleansing CC, or keeping an eye out for cloaked enemy characters, Kharazim's first and only priority as a support should be making sure your team stays healthy. Now that the role of a support is clear, we can see what abilities Kharazim has that allow him to fulfill it. Kharazim's Q is called Radiant Dash, which allows you to jump to an ally or enemy hero or minion. Enemies are immediately hit with a basic attack. 2 charges of this ability can be stored. Kharazim's W is called Breath of Heaven, in which all nearby ally heroes receive a heal and are given a 10% movement speed buff for 3 seconds. The heal and buff also apply to Kharazim. Kharazim's E is called Deadly Reach, which causes your next basic attack to double your attack speed and attack range for 3 seconds. Kharazim's first heroic is called 7-Sided Strike, in which you become invulnerable and strike 7 times over about 2 seconds, hitting for 7% of the target hero's max health per strike. You can target heroes hidden in a bush. Kharazim's second heroic is called Divine Palm, which protects an allied hero from death and heals them for 600 plus 100 per level if they take fatal damage within 3 seconds of it being cast on them. Kharazim's first trait option is called Transcendence, which causes every 3rd basic attack to heal the lowest nearby allied hero. Kharazim's second trait is called Iron Fists, which causes every 3rd basic attack to crit for double damage. And finally, Kharazim's third trait option is called Insight, which causes every 3rd basic attack to restore mana. Now that we understand Kharazim's basic abilities, let's see what talents we should pick to complement them. Level 1 is just your trait pick, and you have the option between Transcendence, Iron Fists, or Insight. Transcendence is the best pick here, as the passive healing can keep teammates alive even when you're out of mana. At level 4 you could choose Foresight, Overtake, Healing Ward, or Protective Shield. I recommend Foresight if there's a cloaked enemy hero on the enemy team that might give you trouble, or Healing Ward for anything else. The extra healing from Healing Ward can save lives during big team fights, and with only a 60-second cooldown timer, it can be used in any situation. At level 7 you could pick Echo of Heaven, Way of the 100 Fists, Clairvoyance, or Cleanse. The obvious pick here is Echo of Heaven, as it increases the healing capabilities of Kharazim, and Clairvoyance and Cleanse can be replaced by other abilities down the road. It's worth mentioning that the second heal from Echo of Heaven does not provide the movement speed buff. With your level 10 heroic you can choose 7-Sided Strike or Divine Palm. Divine Palm with its resurrection is the more support-oriented one, so that is the one I recommend. However, as people get used to playing against a Kharazim, it's becoming common practice to not kill the Divine Palmed hero until after the 3 seconds is up, so be sure your team knows to go all in when ulted to force the enemy team to have to react. At level 13 you have the option between Quicksilver, Spell Shield, Relentless, or Fists of Fury. Of these, I recommend either Quicksilver or Fists of Fury. Quicksilver allows you and an ally to get a 3-second movement speed buff whenever you Radiant Dash to them, giving you either more escape or more chase ability. Fists of Fury increases the duration of Deadly Reach, allowing you to get more heals off in team fights by basic attacking for slightly longer. Pick the one that suits your current game the best. With level 16 you can pick Soothing Breeze, Circle of Life, Blinding Speed, or Blazing Fists. Out of these, Soothing Breeze is the best option for most games since it removes silences, blinds, slows, and roots of all friendly heroes in the area when Breath of Heaven is used. This is effectively an area of effect cleanse and completely counteracts heroics such as Sylvanas' Wailing Arrow or talents such as Malfurion's Entangling Root. However, keep in mind that it is an ability, so if you get silenced or stunned, you can't use it. Also, Echo of Heaven does not proc it. And finally, for level 20 you can choose between Transgression, Peaceful Repose, Storm Shield, or Epiphany. If you're not confident in your ability to time Divine Palm, or if your teammates aren't able to die fast enough, I would recommend taking Peaceful Repose. Peaceful Repose makes it so that if the hero doesn't die within 3 seconds, the cooldown for the heroic gets lowered to just 5 seconds. However, if you feel confident that you don't need the ability, Storm Shield is also great for keeping your teammates alive for just a little bit longer during a fight or a push. So in the end, this is a build you're left with. It's fairly effective against most team comps and will allow you to effectively heal your teammates and keep everyone alive. More often than not, you should also be on top of the leaderboards in terms of heals. The final thing we will discuss in this guide are some tactics and tips for Kharazim. The first tip is to always auto-attack. Whether you're hitting enemy heroes, minions, neutral creeps, structures, etc., auto-attack as much as you can. The extra healing from Transcendence may not seem like a lot, but it easily adds up and can quickly restore any hero's health. Just remember, you're doing minimal damage, so don't focus as much on getting the kills as much as focusing on the heals. Next, remember that Kharazim's heals are AoE but have short range. Kharazim has crazy heals, easily healing more than 100,000 hit points per game. That being said, his heals only affect teammates that are close to him. Make sure your team knows that they have to stay close to you to get any benefit, and make sure that you are mobile and dashing to your allies to heal them, as opposed to dashing to the enemies to deal the minimal damage. Don't forget, there are gold circles located below each hero that indicate if they are within the range to heal. Next up, have good team communication. Divine Palm allows your tanks or melee DPS heroes to go a little deeper than they normally would without having dying as a repercussion. Just remember that the timer for it is only 3 seconds, so wait until they're about to die to use it on them, and make sure they know not to back out once they have it. And finally, don't be afraid to rock double support. Kharazim coupled with any other support can be pretty strong. His passive healing along with the other healer's ability healing makes it almost impossible for any ally hero to die, and if they do die, they can just come right back with Divine Palm. Not to mention Kharazim with an Abathur hat that's giving him an attack speed buff, so he's hitting 5 times per second with Deadly Reach active, allows him to get his 3rd hit off crazy fast, bursting out heals along the way. I want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to click below to see some of the gameplay that we do, as well as some of the other build guides that we made. If you enjoyed this video, let us know with a like. If you disagreed with anything we recommended, let us know down in the comments, and subscribe to stay in the loop of whatever we make next. Peace out, guys.